Most men enter relationships blindly, offering, pleasing, hoping. But the reality? Women aren't as cryptic as they pretend to be. There are 7 emotional and psychological pressure points. Once you identify them, your entire perception of women changes forever. This isn't about playing games. It's about gaining mastery. Becoming a stoic man, one who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't break. Because the second you grasp her vulnerabilities, you're no longer her plaything, you become her obsession. Let's get into it. Here's the hard truth. Most men are taught how to adore women but never how to comprehend them. They give gifts, time, attention, devotion, only to be ghosted, ignored, or cheated on. Why? Because modern men lead with emotion, not strength, with hope, not calculated action. The stoic man, however, plays by different rules. He doesn't crave approval, he pursues truth. And truth is, once you know what excites her, frightens her, and subtly draws her in, you become the one she cannot overlook. This breakdown reveals 7 core female vulnerabilities every man must understand, and how adopting a stoic mindset transforms them into your advantage. Not for manipulation, but for protecting your peace, walking away with pride, and never bowing where you're meant to rise. Let's begin. 1. The approval addiction. She wants validation, but only if she earns it. Here's the paradox. Many women thirst for male attention, but the moment it's handed over freely, it becomes worthless. She doesn't want easy praise, she wants to fight for it. Why? Because her ego feeds on conquest. If you're too kind, too open, too expressive, she knows she owns you. And once she knows, she checks out. The stoic man stays grounded. He's generous with attention, but only when deserved. Compliments are rare, strategic, not desperate. Power isn't what you say, it's what you withhold. When you stop feeding her hunger for approval, her craving turns inward. That silence? It echoes. And in it, you become the thought that lingers in her mind long after the world goes quiet. 2. Her emotional volatility. She's calm today, chaos tomorrow. And it's not her fault. Biologically, her hormones shift fast, emotions surge unpredictably. One moment you're her hero, the next, her villain. Most men panic when emotional storms hit. They scramble to explain, defend, or fix things. That's weakness. Stoicism teaches, her emotions are not your job. Yours are yours. Hers are hers. Don't try to fix her tide. Become the mountain in the middle of it. Solid. Unmoving. Let her waves crash. Let the storm howl. You remain still. And when the weather clears, your calm becomes magnetic. Because in a world full of reactive boys, unwavering presence is rare, it's divine masculinity. 3. The alpha fantasy. She craves dominance, not diplomacy. Every woman, whether she admits it or not, dreams of a man she can't control. She'll say she wants softness, equality, compromise, but her biology pulls toward polarity. Masculine power, quiet strength, calm certainty. Not control over her, but control over yourself. While most men walk on eggshells, you take the lead. While others hesitate, you act. While they beg, you disappear. The moment she senses she can't bend you with emotion, she leans in harder. This isn't about domination or cruelty, it's about being rooted. The stoic man doesn't control women. He commands himself. And in that self-command, he generates a gravity she cannot escape. 4. Her fear of replacement. The second she realizes you could leave, she holds on tighter. She doesn't just fear losing you, she fears being replaced by someone better. That's hypergamy. It's not evil, it's instinct. She's wired to seek the highest value man she can attract. So, when you show her you're not obsessed, when you can leave without looking back, when your life doesn't orbit around her, she feels it. Deep. It triggers doubt. Sparks competition. Awakens fear. But only if it's real. The stoic man doesn't pretend to have options. He builds a life so full, so meaningful, that women naturally compete for a place in it. He's not hungry for validation. He's locked in on mission. And in that detachment, she sees strength. She sees choice. She sees what 99% of men can't fake. 5. Her insecurity in silence. She talks. You fall silent. Suddenly, she spirals. Women bond through communication. They feel safety in emotional exchange. So, when you pull back, when you stop explaining, stop chasing, stop overspeaking, her mind begins to unravel. Is he pulling away? Did I mess up? Is someone else on his mind? That silence? That's your edge. It's not about playing cold. It's about making her face her own uncertainty. And often, what she finds unsettles her. She wants clarity. But now she's the one chasing it. The Stoic man wields silence like a weapon. Not to harm, but to hold space. While boys send paragraphs, he disappears. And in his absence, he becomes unforgettable. 6. Her need for emotional chaos. She'll stir drama just to feel your composure crush it. Ever notice how some women start fights out of nowhere? It's not random, it's a pattern. She needs emotional intensity to feel connection. So if the vibe is too calm, she creates turbulence. But here's where men fail, they react. They yell, argue, explain, and in doing so, they validate the chaos. A Stoic man? He doesn't flinch. He doesn't fuel the fire. He lets the storm pass. Because he knows, this is a test. If you stay calm, composed, unshaken, she feels your power. She'll test again, but not as hard. Because now she knows, you don't fold. Stoicism isn't passivity, it's armor. And against emotional manipulation, it's the only thing that works. 7. Her hypergamous instinct. She's not just looking for love. She's wired to climb. Hypergamy means she's always scanning for the highest value option. Financially, emotionally, socially. If you stall, stagnate, or stop leveling up, her interest fades. Not because she's heartless, but because she's built to survive. A Stoic man never stops building. Not to impress her, but because growth is who he is. It's in his bones. It's his default. When you rise, she feels safe, excited, attracted. But when you stall, she senses danger. Not from outside competition, but from within. You've stopped becoming. And that threatens her future. So evolve. Not for her, for you. Let her follow. These aren't flaws to exploit, they're patterns to understand. Because when you see clearly, you stop overgiving. You stop explaining. You stop chasing. You become immovable. The mountain. And she becomes the storm that orbits it. Always remember, while women can control boys with emotion, they surrender to the man who controls himself. Be still. Be stoic. Be unshakable. This is Raise Up. If this message opened your eyes, type Stoic Mindset in the comments. Subscribe for more raw psychological and stoic insights. And always remember, words may impress her, but it's your energy that captivates her. Stay calm. Stay powerful. Stay remembered.